What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami. As someone with a lot of hours in Chivalry 2, I would consider myself pretty above average, but relative to other similar skilled players, I think I die a lot more than them, and positioning really can be a problem for me. I do get very reckless, and ultimately positioning is one of, if not the most important skill you can have in this game. And what that boils down to is really just standing in the right spots on the battlefield. That's it. But that is easier said than done when a lot's going on. It's a chaotic game, especially when you just, in the 64s, you have 32 versus 32. That's a lot of players. It's a lot to pay attention to, especially if you're new. In recent days where I've been playing, that's been my focus, is to try and improve that, because you always want to get better at this game if you're putting in the time. And I'll leave it up to you guys to see if I went deathless, but I'll just say this felt like plot armor when I was in the game, but looking back, it really did come down to just standing in the right spots and paying more attention. And the reason it didn't feel like it is because I think it was kind of becoming second nature very quickly as I was playing. So as we get into the gameplay with our friend Triple Kush, very cool guy, shout out him. That'll be a big focus for the tips and advice and like critiquing myself. And I'm going to use a thesaurus to look up other words that are similar to positioning, because I've already used it like 50 times and it's kind of driving me crazy. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll learn some vocabulary together as we go. Let's get into the gameplay. And right off the bat, I can tell you a good thing I'm doing here is I'm off to the side of the battering ram, and that really is only good if nobody else is pushing it, but because they are, we can get away with being a little far away from it and then fighting outside of it. So we're not getting killed by the catapult, but we are helping the team still, because no one can really get over there. That's going to come from that spawn wave up ahead that comes, because we're stopping them before they get there. But we also are not overextending so that we get too far ahead and get picked off like this engineer is doing here. And now this is a decision I have to make. Is it more important for me to be alive, or is it more important for me to see a field engineer, the true heroes and soldiers of Chivalry 2? I need to thank him for his service, and I'm going to decide, you know what? It's more important I try and fight and keep him alive than it is to have that good positioning. So we're going to get into it. We're going to try and protect him. We have enough time for a heal. We get back. Now this guy's distracting him, so we could pick him off. As he runs away, we turn more towards where the engineer was, but it doesn't look like he was alive anymore. Thank you for your service. Never forget. And after killing him, my instinct would usually be to go more towards those two guys that were up ahead. And instead I hung back by the team. I fought that instinct, and now look, another spawn wave came while that was happening. And if I was further ahead, they would have come after me and converged on me, or I could have had someone attack from the side if I were to look back at that. But instead, now look at this. Our team is all moving up together, and it's an even fight. So someone in this game ended up commenting on one of my videos and mentioned I started 16-0, so I knew they were talking about this Lion Spire game. Is that a bunch of high levels, I'm going to assume they were grouped together, left the game after this. And I've always stood by the fact, if you're angry, leave the game. Don't play frustrated. You don't owe it to anyone just to make yourself crazy. And I'm no stranger to leaving games when a team is doing like selfish things, like not playing the objective, or I'm just frustrated in myself. So don't take that as a criticism of them. But then it did kind of fall apart for the other team this stage until it filled back up. They fell kind of quickly here. It may have been a mistake to keep staying here and fighting alongside that guy who did die anyway, but that's another example of when pride comes over, going on a little deathless run. But we do stay alive as the spawn wave comes, and that part was plot armor, like that was very lucky. Something I always pride myself on these low death games is I'm not going to hide or just stand on the outskirts, so I'm still in the town square and capturing it best I can. This comes from map knowledge, so I know a spawn wave can come from there, so I turn around, see that that's happening, and I don't want to be away from the team now, so we're going to back up. We're not going to run from the fight, but we're going to back up and make it the odds more even in our favor by standing by our team. So no running here, but this is where sticking with the team really helps out, because if I was by myself against him somewhere in another spot, I would likely be dead because he has a one-hander, he's in my face, but then the team does come help him. I don't know why I got teabagged, but we do stay alive even longer now. And this is another thing with map knowledge where you can see where the bandage carts are, and because we're about to capture it, I know that a spawn wave isn't going to come this way now and that it's going to get pushed the other way, and they're going to start respawning by the bridge. This default Vanguard with a Messer does the absolute opposite thing and has a total Chad mindset. He's going to kill 50 people by himself. Doesn't work out, but I love that. This is what's really important on the bridge objectives, is a lot of people will go too far forward and swing a lot, and you can kind of kill them one by one along with your team. And now, deathless still, we're going to try this last objective. Let's see if we can get this done and stay alive the entire game. I'm trying to avoid those archers up there and getting killed by them. Our team is in complete control and dominating now. It's really looking like the win is assured, but it changes in a second where you can just lose focus and the deathless run comes to an end. You're really a good example there how quickly things can change. And at the end of the day, it is just a game. You don't have to sweat it out like that, but if you're on a deathless run, don't let your mind wander, basically, like I did there. While we come up short on the deathless run, we do end up winning, which is more important. And check out the video above if you want to see a game where I had the opposite mindset and rushed in like a madman the entire time. Love you guys. See you in the next one.